This program has been made by the Safer Roads Foundation to highlight the danger of a motorcyclist in India being killed or seriously injured due to a collision with another vehicle, simply because the driver couldn't see them. Based here in London, the Safer Roads Foundation is a science-based not-for-profit organisation dedicated to reducing road casualties, not just in the UK, but also in many other countries around the world. To provide some background, the Safer Roads Foundation has a close affiliation with the European Transport Safety Council, a pan-European organisation funded by the European Commission and 6 leading industrial companies. The Foundation has also developed links with a number of national road safety organisations, including the Swedish Transport Administration, the Spanish Road Association, and the United Kingdom's Parliamentary Advisory Council for Transport Safety. Statistics tell us that the most vulnerable road users are motorcyclists, and that many accidents involving motorbikes are due directly to other drivers simply failing to see them. So what can be done to make motorcycles more conspicuous? Well, the most simple and straightforward solution is for riders to just switch on their headlights. The scientific research evidence that motorcyclists are considerably safer when riding with their headlights on is so compelling that the Safer Roads Foundation, in conjunction with the European Transport Safety Council and ASEM, the Association of Motorcycle Manufacturers in Europe, produced this DVD documentary program. It advocates the compulsory introduction of the automatic headlight-on feature for all motorcycles sold in the European Union, a program that was subsequently sent to the European Commission in Brussels in 2010.
As long ago as 1997, a report by SWAV, the Institute of Road Safety Research in Holland, confirmed that there is considerably less chance of a motorcyclist being involved in an accident when driving with headlights on. And as a result, there is a much smaller chance of the rider being injured or even killed.
The evidence of the SWAF report, together with other academic studies such as Motorcycle Conspicuity and the Prevention of Impact with Cars, commissioned by the UK's Parliamentary Advisory Council for Transport Safety, was so compelling that in 2003, ASEM, the Association of Motorcycle Manufacturers in Europe, reached a voluntary agreement with all its members to introduce automatic headlights on for all new models of powered two-wheelers.
So just what exactly is meant by the term automatic headlights on, or AHO? Well, if a powered two-wheeler has been equipped with the AHO feature, the moment the ignition is turned on, the motorcycle's headlamp will automatically light up, no matter what the time of day. And there can be no doubt that the action taken by ASEM to introduce this feature has helped protect motorcyclists across the EU. The value of automatic headlights on was further reinforced in 2005 by the MAIDS report, a 3-year study co-funded by the European Commission and ASEM, which showed that 1/3 of all motorcycle accidents are linked directly to the lack of conspicuity.
The MAIDS study also highlighted the reality that 3/4 of the accidents involving cars and motorcycles were caused by a perception error on the part of the car driver.
ASEM recognized 9 years ago the importance of improving conspicuity for powered two-wheelers. At this time, the association committed to incorporate automatic headlights on, and since 2003, all motorcycles and mopeds manufactured by ASEM members have included this invaluable safety feature.
At the time of the voluntary agreement, ASEM members' products represented over 90% of all powered two-wheeler sales in the EU, with the remaining number being made up mainly by inexpensive imports without the critically important automatic headlights on feature.
ETSC highly values the safety potential of AHO and believes its voluntary introduction on ASEM products should be commended. However, there is an ever-increasing number of low-cost power two-wheelers being imported into Europe that are not covered by the ASEM agreement and which are particularly attractive to younger riders, the most vulnerable group, simply because they are less expensive. What's more, these motorcycles without AHO are becoming increasingly popular, and if the current trend continues, their market share is likely to rise to 20% or higher.
This proliferation of low-cost motorcycles on the streets of Europe by manufacturers not bound to the ASEM agreement on AHO means that unquestionably the lives of many vulnerable riders, particularly the young and inexperienced, are being put at an increased and unnecessary risk. And what's more, because it is a voluntary agreement, there is no incentive whatsoever for the low-cost manufacturers to ensure their products incorporate the same safety features.
Until now, that is. Following the making of that specially commissioned documentary by the Safer Roads Foundation, the European Commission is firmly convinced of the value of AHO and has legislated that all new models of powered two-wheelers sold in the European Union, no matter where they are manufactured around the world, will have to incorporate the automatic headlight on safety feature. As an organization dedicated to reducing road traffic accidents worldwide, the Safer Roads Foundation is delighted that the European Union has mandated the introduction of AHO. But if the EU believes it's the right thing to do to protect the lives of motorcycle riders in Europe, then the question has to be asked, why can't the Indian manufacturers who actually make many of the motorcycles exported to the EU voluntarily introduce a similar standard for powered two-wheelers? The introduction of automatic headlights on in the European Union is a breakthrough piece of legislation that will have international implications. It will compel motorcycle manufacturers everywhere, including those members of SIAM, the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, to change their manufacturing specifications if they want to continue to sell their products in the EU. More importantly, it will undoubtedly make it easier for governments around the world to introduce a law requiring AHO as standard on motorcycles for the home market, as this critical safety feature will already be incorporated into the design and manufacture of the product. The Safer Roads Foundation believes there really are no obstacles to the members of SIAM incorporating the automatic headlights on feature in manufacture. A simple, highly effective measure, yet one with no cost implications that would inevitably save thousands of lives across the country every year. Why would SIAM want to put the lives of Indian motorcyclists at risk by denying them this life-saving feature? The evidence is overwhelming, and if nothing is done, no one can say that Mr. Vishnu Mathur, Director General of the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, has not been made aware that the action of incorporating the automatic headlights on feature in manufacture is a simple way to save thousands of lives in India each year, avoiding untold human misery.